Welcome back to Sim Project, everybody. Tablets. How do you mount them? A lot of people who are real pilots also fly flight sim, and they have like Forflight or something like that on their tablet, and they like to use it in the sim. In my case, I have the Navigraph chart app on mine, which is really nice, gives you that look. The biggest problem is, what do you do with your tablet? Well, on Thingiverse, I found this. It's a 3D mount that mounts to your HoneyComb Alpha Yoke, and your tablet slides right in, just like a pivot case or something you'd use in the real world aircraft. The difference is instead of spending several thousands of dollars for that case setup, because of course it's got to be approved and everything for aircraft use, this was about a 14-hour print, 2 pieces, 7 hours each. Used, I don't know, maybe 75-80 cents worth of filament on my 3D printer. So let me take you upstairs to the workshop, and I'll show you the 2 pieces and how I put them together. So here's the 2 pieces. You just basically glue them together like this and adjust the position to get the tablet where you want it on your yoke. Now, because of the way my screens fit with my G1000 and my panel, I'm going to have to glue this up here a little bit. So I'm going to use my clamp base over here and one of the other prototype shells I printed, kind of to support it while I glue it. The other thing we're going to do, this isn't bad. The glue will stick to that pretty good. I've noticed with the bed I've got my 3D printer that the finish it leaves, the glue doesn't stick to it very well, and I just use Gorilla Glue, Crazy Glue. So we're going to take a little bit of sandpaper, and I'm just going to rough that up before I glue it. You know, it shouldn't take too long, but as you can see, what I was saying earlier, I've used this as a bit of a support because I do need to shift it down a little bit. Maybe I'll redesign this to make the rear support a little longer and trim the nose down. And I mean, this is thick enough. You could probably put a couple holes in this and actually screw that in with a couple brass inserts if you want to. Maybe that'll be version 2. And I've used my little helping hand just as a weight, just to hold things around from slipping while the glue cures up. So that's it. Nice, plain and simple. A couple 3D printed parts. The design has a 4mm by probably 50mm length screw through the bottom of it. Longest 4mm screw I had was only 20, so it wouldn't fit. However, in this case, a 632 goes through quite nicely and bolted down on the other side back there. Now, you can see a little bit in the workshop when I had it. Let me take the tablet off here to make it a little bit easier to see. It is designed to fit over the thicker collar of the back of the plastic of your HoneyComb yoke to give it a little more stability. Now, I haven't tightened it down overly tight. It does move a little bit just because I'm still trying to get it centered right. And I've got to modify it a little bit. I have modified this one because the one I downloaded was for a Samsung Tab A 7-inch. So they're a little narrower and they're not near as thick as the new, this is an Active 5 or 4. I can't remember which one it is. I just bought this one. I'll put it directly below me in text. What I have discovered with it is I've got this little green button on the side. It's a quick launch button. I've got to go through and figure out where to disable it because every time it drops in, the height of the holder is just enough to press that button, and when it drops in, my calendar pops up. So, you know, it's just a quick back to the Navigraph app, and there we go. Plain and simple, really nice. And it doesn't add a whole lot of weight. As you can see, the yoke still self-centers itself. Now, of course, if you get it one way or the other too much, it will cause it to drag that way. So you got to make sure you got it sitting straight, and see there I touched that button again. So I'm either going to have to cut this down or I'll probably just disable the button. I'm not using it for anything. And there's still lots of room that your hand, you know, you can get your hand in around that without too much issue. There's a bit of a sharp edge back there. We'll have to sand that down. But yeah, quick little handy 3D print. You can make to hold your tablet on your HoneyComb yoke. Like I said, in the description I will put a link. The original design was for an iPad mini. I don't think they've changed the size too much, so I'll put that description down below, or I'll put that link in the description. I modified this because somebody's taken the iPad one and modified it to fit the Samsung Tab A. I'll put that link up, and once I figure out how to put stuff on Thingiverse, I will upload my modification for the new style Samsung 7-inch tablets. Anyways, hope you found that interesting. just a quick little update from the sim, and thanks for watching. See you next time.